Until our black men want to evolve at the same rate and speed as black women, you are just as much as a part of the problem as the people that created the issue from the beginning.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up. You know, it's so sad and telling that it's always the most worthless and useless sisters in our community who make these bullshit arguments time and time again. Shut the fuck up. Well, you know what? Fine, fuck it. You want to play? You got time. I've got time too. Let's get it. Let's explore exactly how silly and fucked up you are.
Our oppressors created this instability, and your unwantingness and to not like evolve because you want to be stuck in your ego and be insecure because like it's a society that was made for you to be like that, you're the problem as well.
Where do you get this shit from? This need to evolve, as if you've evolved so far yourselves. Where does this bullshit come from? What is the standard of this supposed evolution? And likewise, where does this notion of men being insecure come from? Seems like the only time you ever refer to us as being insecure when we just don't give you away, when we don't just instantaneously agree with whatever bullshit comes out of your mouths. Bet you $10 you will say this whole spiel and never once actually explore, actually define what you meant by any of that. It's just going to be more lip service and misdirection, deflection, and bullshit.
The patriarchy we unfortunately all live up under does not benefit you as black men. It benefits you the least.
The patriarchy, as you would refer to it, it doesn't benefit men at all. It benefits women. It's the patriarchy that expresses the ideology that women are inherently weaker or more fragile in comparison to men. And it inspires men to be protective and provisional towards women and not the other way around. In other words, it's patriarchy that teaches us, that has the expectation for us men to provide for and to protect women with little to no reciprocation or benefit in return. You're welcome.
Not able to be yourself as like if you're a GAY, you got to be DL.
Well, that's a very weird, out of left field type of comparison, especially with all of you bisexual women, many of which claim to be stud lesbians, and yet, surprise, you wind up having babies, and not because you were artificially inseminated, but because you fucked men. Make that make sense.
You can't express feelings and emote, or you pussy. You
time and time again, you all demonstrate that whenever we express our feelings and emote, you call us pussies. You try to disparage our sexual orientation. You insult our masculinity, claiming that the moment you saw us cry, the moment you saw us open up, the moment we showed you any type of vulnerability, insecurity, you saw that as a weakness in us, some type of deficit in us, and you used it to justify your categorical disrespect for us, your disdain for us. Or let me guess, your mistreatment is supposed to make us feel secure. Okay.
You can't do nothing but have anything in the world that's good. As long as you going to work, like that's good.
Well, let's see. In a social environment where you essentially tell us that we have arguably no value to you outside of our sexual proficiency, and even more than that, our ability to financially support you, then yeah, being able to consistently go to work and earn that money, which you heavily depend upon, which you use as a criteria to discern whether or not we're even worth being in a relationship with, yeah, that's pretty much a good thing.
You can't want to be creative and be an artist. You can't.
Well, sorry about that, but being creative and being an artist, that's more of a luxury. A luxury that the lion's share of us can't afford to indulge in because we're too busy working. Or we're too busy recovering in our downtime so that when it comes time to go back to work, yeah, we can do that.
You can't be yourself, and you think this patriarchy fits you?
No, absolutely not. Which is the main reason why so many modern American black men don't see you, women like you, as worth the sacrifice, the time, the money, so on and so forth. You are argumentative, combative, disruptive, disharmonious type women who only want to relish in a man's pre-established success. And then you have this sick, entitled view that you tell yourselves you're worthy, that you somehow deserve the fruits of all these different men's labor. You, as a generation of women, have even perverted child rearing by simply allowing yourselves or indulging in sexual behaviors that are reckless, where you know you're going to produce children with no sound family structure, i.e. a marriage. You try to circumvent marriage by opening your legs to all these different men, having multiple children, so that you can get pieces of all these different men's support, and then somehow make that congeal into what you all would define as a family structure. When the truth is, all you're doing is leeching off of Uncle Sam, leeching off of these men, and teaching your children to be just as dysfunctional and toxic as you are. And that's why specifically black men are avoiding toxic black women like you and either divesting to other American women who don't share your ideology, or they're going overseas and finding women in other countries with a different mindset.
It fits you the least. So until you're ready to evolve as a black man to be a real counterpart to your black woman.
The black men have evolved. Once again, these men have outgrown you. That's why they don't want to deal with you anymore, because they realize how selfish and childish the lion's share of women like you truly are.
And that's for women too that want to vibrate low. Evolve, evolution, humans do it, learn it, pick it up, read it in the book, do what you got to do.
God damn, take a fucking breath. See, this is how we know that women like you just stream this consistent diarrhea from the mouth. You can't help yourselves, but you're going to say something else stupid, aren't you?
Until you're ready to be equal, because you're not equal. You think you are as a black man because you're a man, because white men tell you that they're better than you, so you sit up here and go get in front of us and think you better than us, when whole time it ain't never been no shit like that.
It's just as I thought. So you want us to be your counterpart, yet you intensely depend upon us and our provision for you. But you want to tell us that we're not better than you when you depend on us. When your broke asses always want to have your hands in our pockets. And even when those of you who are supposedly, presumably successful in getting the bag, you don't apply any of your success, any of your financial gain to the relationship itself. No, you use it as a justification to raise your demand, to raise your standard, to raise your expectation that you place upon whatever would-be man would even approach you. I.e., you tell these men that if you're making six figures, well, you won't settle for a man who makes less than that. If anything, that's your starting point, and you seek out men who are making just as much, if not more than you, and then you have this ridiculous expectation that those type of men are supposed to settle for you. Bullshit.
Until you want to sit up here and do better by yourself.
We already have that. Whether it be Red Pill, whether it be Passport Bros, whether it be MGTOWers, these men are pretty well off by themselves without women like you. And they're willing to get into relationships with significantly better women. I.e., yeah, they have evolved past you.
Do better by your race and do better by your people, you are a part of the problem. Grow the fuck up. Get out that ego. Stop being insecure. Go.
Well, see, there you go again with this whole insecure thing. Something that you just spitball at the wall and I guess hope that it sticks. No explanation, no grounding, no founding, no validation whatsoever. It's just one of those buzzword phrases that you all just love to just toss out there. Yeah. But again, what is it about women like you that's supposed to make these men so secure? What is it about these relationships with women like you that are supposed to be superior to these other relationships? Oh, yes, that's right. You're not going to talk about that either. You're just going to go on a man bash. Okay, what else you got?
Go to therapy. If therapy not your thing, find something that's therapy light and invest your time into that instead of investing your time into being negative, insecure, and egotistical and misogynistic.
More spitball phrases. Okay, but here's the interesting thing. You said therapy. Oddly enough, when men go to therapy and their therapists, whether they be male or even female, actually uncover so much progress with these men. These men have these great breakthroughs. Guess what they discover? Ironically, that in many instances, they were never the problem, but rather the problem was women like you. Women like you who mistreated them, who tried to subjugate them, who attacked their masculinity, who challenged them negatively in so many different ways, not to benefit them, but to undercut them, to devalue them, to dismiss them, to disrespect them and denigrate them. And they learn that the best way to learn and grow and evolve, since you love saying that, is to rid their lives of intrusive, belligerent people in general, especially women like you.
And I mean that. Until y'all are ready to grow the fuck up, because there's no way in the hell men shouldn't be evolving to 42 and women evolving at 32 or 43, 32, however it go. That's an 11-year difference. That's disgusting.
Yeah, see, there's something called biology. You might want to read up on that. Specifically how physically you all mature faster than men. Physically. However, mentally, the lion's share of you, supposedly evolved women, maintain the mindset of 14-year-old girls throughout your lives. And we know this to be true because we see the consistent decisions that you all make. You squander your youth. You make the most reckless, foolish, life-altering decisions in your young adulthood, which is why you're scrambling in your 30s and your 40s trying to find would-be sap-sucker simp husbands who will accept you with the bullshit that is your lives after you've messed yourselves up, after you've accumulated all of this psychosexual damage and trauma, up to and including bastard children that you expect these men to provide for and protect and assimilate into their family unit. You expect all of this and then still have this foolish idea of you being prizes. Still lie to yourselves and tell yourselves that these men are supposed to be willing to fight each other over your run-through asses. No, you need to grow the fuck up.
Until y'all are ready to evolve, y'all are just as part of the problem as the white man that created the problem from the beginning. And you'll never sit up here and tell me otherwise, and I don't want to argue. It's statistic. Y'all love numbers, and numbers resonate with logic. Y'all men, ain't y'all logical? You heard me.
Yeah, we heard you because you wouldn't shut the fuck up. You consistently said a whole lot of nothing and only served to encourage these men to continue rejecting useless women like yourself. Women who demonstrate on a daily basis that they are fully incapable of any type of introspection, any type of personal accountability, who instead put the entire onus of success and growth and evolution squarely on the shoulders of the men. Meanwhile, they're not going to do a goddamn thing to improve themselves in any shape, form, or fashion. You revitalize, you maintain the perception of your own uselessness to black men. And that's why these black men just have no time, no patience, and a dwindling desire for you outside of the sexual. Good luck and Godspeed.